Okay, hi everybody. I'm live because I was told I have to do live every day so that to get my viewer count up. It's just a bit hard for me because sometimes I don't have anything to say, but or anything that I want to share with you. But fortunately today I do have something. But also what I need to do is I need to just quickly let people know that I am live. Let me put it on my Facebook first. So just bear with me. And if you do come online, say hi to me so that I can see you online. And if you hear my cat making noise, it's because she wants to go outside and I don't feel like going outside. Oh no, I don't feel like going outside. Why is this happening? Okay, let me go to my channel. Still nobody. Where's my channel? Okay, live. Okay, let me just send this to everybody. Okay, but I go live now, but I will later. Oh, there's one person. Hi, if you want to say just hi in the comments or whatever, that would be good. Let me just, I'm just putting the podcast to show that I'm going live here on Facebook, and then I'm going to start. Okay, so let me also check what's going on here. Okay, this is only 28%. Okay, so just something interesting that happened. What is this? Continue editing. What am I editing? Am I editing anything? Okay, so maybe I didn't. Oh, sorry, I'm very confused with what's going on here. Okay, so yeah, I'm live now. No, I'm not. I thought I was. Let me just say that I'm live so everybody knows. Okay. I see one person. Say hi if you can. You can just put in the chat, just say hi, and if you can hear me. Oh, there's 3 people. Okay, so where's everybody from? Where are you watching from? Because what I'm talking about today is actually a South African thing. So I don't know if this is going to interest you. Okay, because I can't see who is online, so I don't know who's online, but I see there were 3 people, but they left. Okay, so now interesting thing happened. Well, it's not, maybe for you it's not interesting, for me it's interesting. So I was because I'm following what's happening in South Africa, well, I have to because I'm South African. So this video was shared. I'm not going to say by whom because I don't want to make these people famous because they never share my videos. So I'm not going to say who it is, but it's a very prominent person in South Africa. very, very extremely prominent, very rich, okay? He shared this video of, I'm also going to mention who this video is from, because like I said, they don't make me famous, so I don't make them famous. But what it is it's what this person, his name is Joel Pollack. So Joel, Joel, and his surname is Pollack, Pollak. So this person is interviewing him. Now, Joel Pollack, South African, think that, well, it says here, the US ambassador front runner. So he's the front runner for the US ambassador. I don't know. But everyone is like kind of hyped up about this guy. So anyway, you can go and research who he is. I'm sure he's online somewhere. But there's few things I want to talk about what he mentioned. Now, for those who don't know, South Africa is a bit in the hot spot with the US because the Afrikaner South Africans lodged a complaint with Donald Trump. Why Donald Trump? I don't know, because, you know, there's also the Human Rights Watch and this, you know, but anyway, saying that they are, because we have, because there's a land expropriation act going on in South Africa where they can seize your land without compensation. So they want him to help them to get their land, or I don't know what they want from him, but anyway, or just to highlight that this is happening to them. And then the other thing also is that well, this is the story. Trump said that there are very, very bad things happening in South Africa, and we know what, and he said, and you know what I'm talking about, something like that. So we in South Africa know that he's talking about this thing that the white people say, that there is a white genocide, which has already been debunked because, you know, every single day there's a white person being killed in South Africa, and especially on the farms. And the way they kill them is very bad. They torture them, etc., etc., etc. And sometimes it's race-based, but most of the time, if you look at it, because they've done the investigation, it is, you know, these people, they live on farms, they are very rich. So, and because, you know, they live far from each other, they really are target. And they are targeted because of their lifestyle, you know, they like to be outside and, you know, and then they're isolated. So, of course, people will take advantage. They go there and they do horrendous things to them. They don't just kill them, they really do like very bad things. They torture them and all that. And during that time that they are there, these bad people, they will make racial comments to the white people, because normally the perpetrators are black. So because they're saying all these racial things, it's a hate crime. Okay, it's not just a murder and a robbery and a murder and a rape, whatever, and a torture. It's also a hate crime because there's hatred in it. Now, also from investigations, most of the crimes that are committed by, well, they suspect, because not everyone has been caught, but they suspect is by people that know these people, because a lot of the farmers there, they hire illegal immigrants to work on the farm. And then there's like some dispute, and then this is what happens. Okay? So white people in South Africa are saying that farmers, there's a genocide against farmers. Our government is ethnic cleansing the white people, especially the farmers. Investigation has been done. Our government has got nothing to do with it. Well, no, in a way they have, because they are not, they're not cracking down on crime. They're not doing much to protect these people. So in a way they are to be blamed as well. But I mean, the actual crime, they're not like the ones they're paying people to go and do it. No, this has already been disputed. And that it's a genocide has also already been disputed because it has been investigated. And then because if you look at the stats in South Africa when it comes to murder, every single day a white person is being killed. At the same time, every single day there are non-white people also being killed. And in many cases, it's the same kind of crime. There is robbery, there's murder, there's torture, there's racial slurs, there's same. Okay, and even some of the methods, the torture that you use is the same because it's just crime. Okay, it's, well, crime is not just, but it's crime. It is not ethnic cleansing, it's not a genocide, it is just crime, and it's happening to everybody, to all races. If you are alive, it's just that it's not happening to you, but you might know somebody it would happen to. Or, oh, hi Michael, sorry I didn't see you, I'm so busy talking. Okay, yeah, so it could be crime. I mean, it's just crime. So even there's this group called the AFRI Forum. So they are the ones that went to complain to Trump because they are the ones who represent, there's two big groups in South Africa, the Volksstaat. Volksstaat means like ethnicity, and then there's the AFRI Forum group, so white groups. So the AFRI Forum ones are the one that went to complain to Trump about what's happening to them. But the AFRI Forum themselves have always said, they have never said that there's a genocide. The people who are saying it's a genocide is the media. The media are the ones that started with the story, because the media always makes up stories. Well, that's what they do. They're storytellers. But I mean, they're supposed to tell factual stories, not make up stories. But as we have the media as of this decade, all fake news. So what they do is, what the media did was, they took these stories of these things happening to white people and ran it as a genocidal campaign perpetrated by the government. Okay? So this has been the thing. Everybody's been saying, oh, there's a genocide, the genocide. And when the AFRI Forum, these people who represent the whites, when they were approached and asked about this, when they were confronted with this allegation, well, with the allegation that they are saying that they are accusing the government of a genocide, they themselves said, no, we never said there's a genocide. It was the media and then people, just normal people. Okay, so like debunked, because even they say there's no such thing. Okay, and it has been investigated. So what happened is, so these people went to complain to Trump. So of course now Trump has taken, or he has removed all US aid from South Africa, which very good. I'm happy, because South Africa must take care of its own people. We have our own money. We don't need to have a sugar daddy taking care of us. Okay? And what's the other thing he did? I think that's about all that they did. They took aid. But now we are in the bad thing with Trump, because it's like everything that Donald Trump is doing now, he's trying to like break down South Africa. But I'll get to that later. But now let me talk about this guy. So this Pollack guy, this Joel Pollack, he's been interviewed. And in this interview, I don't know, there's an agenda to it. I can see, because every time I try to post my answer, let me see if they removed it. Okay, it's still there, but they can remove it soon. It's just the person who's monitoring there is not there. I'm waiting for them to ban me, and then I'll make a big story. You see, I've posted my comment so many times, and they keep removing my comment. Okay, anyway, so what is happening, and I'm speaking to nobody, but I'll just continue, because I know people are not interested in this type of topic, but I have to do this because I'm trying to work, and also to bring awareness to this issue. Okay, so this Pollack is giving advice to South Africans, because, well, he might be the next ambassador, and so he would know about US relations and South Africa. So he's giving advice on how South Africa can get out of this issue that they're having with the US, because you know the US is God. Everybody must bow to God. No one must upset the US, because if you upset the US, you know, they're going to bully you and they're going to punish you. So you must not, you must like beg, oh, my basi, munut ni duni, as a believe, don't do it. Oh, we're so sorry. So you must do that. And of course, our leaders didn't do that. They were like, we will not be bullied. He cannot tell us what to do. Don't interfere in our internal affairs. Which I agree with, but you know, to the US, you cannot talk like that to them. You have to be very subservient. You must kowtow. So this guy is teaching us what we must do and how we must kowtow to the US. So this is what he said. To build the bridge back again with the US, because the bridge is all gone now, South Africa must change its foreign policy, which is the most ridiculous thing I heard. Because in this last election, everybody I know was totally, well, has been upset and angry with the ANC now for the past 20 years, because they have not been delivering. In fact, because of them, our country is going down the drain. Everybody was like, I don't want to have anything to do with the ANC at this election. I'm not voting for them. That is why this election they had, the first time they didn't have a landslide victory or a majority vote. I mean, they still won the main vote, but not enough, you know. So they had to form a coalition. But everybody I know who did vote for them, they vote with reluctance. But the reason they voted for them was they said the ANC is the only party that has the right foreign policy. And I am only voting for them because of their foreign policy. And now this Polak guy is telling us, you know, if you want to be in the US's good books, you need to ditch your foreign policy. You need to change it. Which is ridiculous. Because like I said, that's the only thing that people like about the ANC. Everything is like, no one agrees with anything. So this is the foreign policy. First thing is, which I knew, and everybody's talking about it, the reason why Trump is angry with South Africa is not from the AfriForum and all that. He is just using this excuse of the white people to come at us for our foreign policy, because he has an invested interest in South Africa. Okay? Which is fine. But this is the story now. So the first thing was the foreign policy. What do they want? Because South Africa made a case against Israel for what it's doing to the Palestinian people. Not the politics of whose land, it's a Palestinians' land. It's no. It's about the abuse of the Palestinian people, the crime that has been committed there. So this Polak is saying, oh, if you want to get into the US's books, South Africa must what is the word? When you take it back. Oh, why can I not get the word now? Anyway, they must not follow through with the court case, with this case. So South Africa must now, after supporting the Palestinians since the started, which was how many decades ago already, supporting these people, standing up for them, making them feel that, yes, they are not alone in the world, and taking their issue to the ICJ. This, the USA doesn't want. No, you must leave those people so the Israelis can kill them and annihilate them and ethnic cleanse them and genocide them. That's what they want us to do. Because if you don't do it, South Africa, I'm going to punish you. And like I say, we have to kowtow to the US. We cannot have the US punishing us. It's very bad. You know, the US is always right. We must follow them. We must. Because it works like this. It's the US, then God, then Jesus. That's the Holy Trinity. Okay? So that's the first thing. But we all knew that. We knew. We knew that it's this RSA Foreign thing has got nothing. It's not the real thing. The thing is Israel. So that's the first. He said, okay, so that's the first thing we need to change. Second thing we need to change. South Africa has to declare Hamas a terrorist group. Now, I don't know how much this guy and Trump and everyone in the US knows about South Africa. Until 2008, Nelson Mandela was still registered as a terrorist by the USA. He became president in 1994. Only in 2008 did they take him off the terrorist list. And what they don't understand, because of what we've been through, for us and for everybody, anybody in general, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. So we are not going to call Hamas terrorists because it is not our place to do that. Because Hamas might be a terrorist to the Israelis and to whoever supports the Israelis, but maybe to the Palestinians he's not. They are not, and also to all the people who support the what are these people called? The Palestinians. Maybe they also don't see them as terrorists. They see them as freedom fighters. So you cannot put us in a spot about that because we don't know. We don't know because, like I said, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom. But no. You must follow the US. You cannot think for yourself. We will think for you. If we say it's this, and you follow because you know nothing. You're just an African there running around in the bush. You know nothing. Follow us, we the US. Otherwise we punish you. Okay? So that's the second thing. The third thing is that they were angry about us. Because when the Russian-Ukraine war broke out, we did not stand up and say, we condemn Russia. We stand with Ukraine. We didn't do that. Because we stand with South Africa. Because we don't want to stand with Russia. Because if we stand with Russia, we know the US is not going to like it and they're going to in our faces and then bully us and punish us. So we were like, nope. And we also don't want to stand with Ukraine because Ukraine's got a lot of issues. Because first of all, Ukraine is just NATO and the USA. I mean, they're just using Ukraine, but the actual people, we all know that. But also, we cannot stand with a nation that we know had neo-Nazis who were ethnic cleansing people in the Donbas region. We cannot do that because that's just, we don't do that. We've been through it, so we're not going to do that. So what is happening is so we decided to be neutral, which means we're not even taking a side. US is angry for that because they wanted us to condemn Russia and stand with Ukraine. Like I said, we can't stand with Ukraine because they're neo-Nazis. It's not going to happen. Maybe being a Nazi is in these days. For us, it's not in. And then also, we cannot condemn Russia. We do business with Russia. The reason we got a lot of cheap stuff in South Africa is because of Russia. Because we can buy things cheap from them. And the reason we have money is because we sell a lot of things to them. So to please the US, we must condemn Russia. And do you think the US, the things that we're not getting from Russia now because we've condemned them, do you think the US is going to give it to us? They will. But they'll charge how much? Double? Triple? Corner. Tack! Not going to happen. Okay, but anyway, this is what they want, in order to be on America's good side, the God of gods, you have to cut up. Okay, and we didn't do it, so now we're getting punished. Note well, still up till now, nothing to do with the white people and AfriForum. So this one, he went into depth about it. Yeah. Okay. Then after that, the other thing, we are too pally-pally with China and Russia. We are a BRICS nation. So we are in an economic alliance with Brazil, Russia, India, and China. And now there's more countries that have joined. So it's not about pally-pally. We trade, we do business. And the reason we trade with these countries is so that our people can live and eat. But our friend, the US, so jealous. Oh no, they're not liking us. Oh no, they're liking the Russians and the Chinese. So they don't like that we're liking the Russians and the Chinese. You're not friending me, because we're not friending them. We are friending the Russians and the Chinese. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want us to friend only them. And we must only like and put smiley faces for them. Only them. We must unfriend and block China and Russia. That's what they want. Like I said, Russia and China feeds us. We feed them. We change, we trade. So the US wanted our government to starve us so that they, the US, can be happy. That's what they wanted. Isn't it? Okay? Right. So that was all about foreign policy. Now I get to the BEEE. Now the BEE is this affirmative action thing where in this affirmative action thing, the privileged race are the blacks. Okay? Coloreds and Indians, our races are written there, but it doesn't apply to us, let's be honest. They just put it there so we don't feel so bad. And they know, even if we're not getting anything, we will just talk, but we're not going to make big noise. They're not afraid of us. Okay, but I'll have you know, if we get something, if we sometimes get something from BEE, it's like a miracle. It's like, oh, shock. Okay, but anyway, yeah, so this BEE, he said this one, it has to be either, it has to cease in order for us to, be in good books with the US, but which is also good for the country. We must either seize it, or we have to make amendments, which I agree. That one I agree with him. And this is not about the US. It's just because it makes it very difficult for foreign investors because of this BEE laws, because they have to put like a 30% extra under this BEE law, which is complicated. I don't want to talk about, but just this specific policy is what is stopping investors from really investing in South Africa, the way it stands now. So it has to be abolished, but if it really can't be abolished, because it's supposed to be it's supposed to help the previously disadvantaged people to bring equality. At the moment, it's just equity, but we are hoping for it to bring equality. So maybe it just has to be amended so that it's not so difficult for investors to come in. Okay, this one I agree with him. I totally agree. This makes sense. Okay, and I think this is what happened when Elon Musk came and he wanted to put Starlink in. I think why that deal didn't go through, because Elon does not believe in the affirmative action policies, because I know he's not into the DEI in the US either. So, okay, right. Okay, now we come to the subject that really, really, really started the whole thing. The subject is the Expropriation Act. Now, the Expropriation Act is every country has an Expropriation Act, but there's one specific clause which is the expropriation with out compensation. So this is the one that caused the big problem, because the one that had every forum go and complain to Trump. This is the one where the government can seize your land to use it for government projects with nil compensation. So in the act, it will say what will render to have nil compensation. I did not really go through it all, but there's many, like maybe it was abandoned or whatever. But of course, for the white people, it reads, which I know it can happen because our government is so corrupt, that the government will just take white people's land. And again, this is a different video. Whose land it really is up for debate. But anyway, so this is the whole thing. So let me tell you what he said about it. Remember I told you for the foreign policy, he had a lot to talk about. He went into detail with the BEE as well. He had a lot to talk because it's investment, you know. What did he say about this one? He said, oh, yeah, this is a problem because we don't support this, and the South African government has to maybe abolish it, or if they also can't, they just have to try to make amends. Finish. That's it. Like that's not important. That's not the main thing of how to get into US's good books. But it is this expropriation act that started the whole thing, and yet it is not a subject it's not like a topic that's important to the USA administration. No, to the government there. No, just like, oh yeah, that one as well. Yeah, I want this. You must listen to me, and you listen to me. I want you to do this. You must this. Don't be friends with Putin. Don't be friends with China. Don't do this. Don't do this. The expert. Yeah, this one as well. And it was like that. It's just like a by the way. That's not important. Okay, so that's why I can see that was just a ruse. Okay, right. Then the most important one that I thought was so funny was then the interviewer asked, so what, when it comes to Trump, because they were first talking about how do people perceive Trump in in South Africa. So like we can see the white people are like, oh my God, Jesus, you are second, Trump is first. Yes, our savior. They're in that mode. Okay. The non-whites are not really, like if he's there, he's there. If he's not there, he's not there. But of course, a lot of them there because he's funny. So it's like, ha ha ha, that's how it is. And he's tough, so it's like, oh yeah, he's tough. But of course, if you want to talk about hero, at the moment, the hero is Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso. Okay, so Trump doesn't even come close. And I think after Ibrahim Traore, it's probably Vladimir Putin. Okay, you know, we Africans, we like the alpha male. Trump would be third because he's kind of alpha, but he's a bit sensitive. So, but Ibrahim Traore, he's like number one. Okay, so that's they were talking about perception. Then the interviewer asked Pollack, so how do you think? Wait, how did this come about? Okay, I can't remember. Anyway, then he said, oh, the interviewer said, how should we treat Trump? Which I thought was a stupid question, because what does treating Trump got to do with foreign policy and all that? That's like so personal, you know. But anyway, then the Pollack said, oh, first thing is, it was not good for the South African president, Cyril, I'll just say Cyril, his surname is Ramaphosa, but it's too long, for Cyril to say that that President Trump was giving misinformation. Because, you know, when he was saying that bad things are happening in South Africa. it's like, why shouldn't they, what was wrong with that? Then he tried to explain, oh, because it didn't sit well with President Trump, because the media there for many years and the blah blah blah, they want to discredit him, they will say everything he says is misinformation. And it's like, why is he so sensitive? You're the president and you are a man. Why are you sensitive? But I think what it is that, you see, Trump did not speak to AfriForum himself, because they spoke to somebody else, who then spoke to somebody else, who then relayed the story to him. And also what happens is, when people tell these people who come and speak to him, the middleman is supposed to fact check everybody and to investigate, to ensure that everything that is being said is factual. But they don't do that. Well, in this case, they didn't. They just took what was told and told him, and then now he's just speaking what they said. And of course, it is misinformation, because, as I mentioned before, there is no genocide, there is no white genocide happening in Malaysia, in South Africa. So yes, it is misinformation. He was speaking misinformation. He was dishing out misinformation. Is it his fault? No, because in a way it is his fault, because he has to make sure his people fact check. So I think he is more irritated with what happened, because it makes him look like a stupid, right? Because they were saying, how come he didn't know that? It's like, he's supposed to be the God of gods, the King of kings, the Lord of lords, the alphas of alphas, and he doesn't know this. Everybody knows this. 6-year-old child here in South Africa knows this. So I think it's embarrassing for him. Also, it's humiliating. And I mean, knowing Trump, oh my goodness, that's not going to sit well. And then also, I think because Cyril, he was right in saying, what did Cyril say? Cyril said the president is misinformed, or he's spreading misinformation. Actually, so what happened is that Trump was not spreading misinformation. He was given misinformation, and he was just relaying the misinformation. So you see how problems can start. But of course, so I don't really, maybe it's because he's sensitive, Trump is sensitive, but I think more it's because he was more angry with the in-between people for not doing their job, because I mean, he's not going to be researching all this. But anyway, this guy said, oh, you must treat Trump nicely. It's like, who the hell is he? We must now kowtow to him just because he's the richest, he's the president of the richest country in the world and the most powerful in the world and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. But anyway, that's what they want. So I guess we just have to follow. But we'll see what my president does. As much as we all don't like the president because he's useless, he's really useless. He's a mujo. I call him a mujo. But sometimes he shows some balls. Like now, he's showing some balls. He's like not entertaining any of this. You don't even hear anything from him. But I think it's because he's busy with the African Union and busy preparing for the BRICS summit in July in Brazil. So maybe he's distracted. So to him, this is just like, I'll deal with it later. But he showed balls to stand up and to say, we will not be bullied, and that Trump is spreading misinformation about our country. Very true. Okay, so he said that. What was the other thing he said that was funny about Trump's image? There was another thing. Oh, I did talk about it a little bit early on. And then South Africa shouldn't be so pally-pally with China and Russia and Iran and Cuba, and because basically South Africa must only friend the people that The US want them to friend, but now this is friending people the US don't like. Lord, this is not good. No, they're friending all the wrong people. So this is what it is. Cyril shouldn't friend Putin. Okay? And why does this upset Trump? Because he wants to be treated properly. It's like, Cyril also works with other presidents in the world. He works very closely with the BRICS presidents. We all know he's very close with Putin and Xi Jinping. So why should Trump get preferential treatment? He should be treated exactly in the same way that the other two presidents are being treated, which that is what it is. That's how Cyril treats him. If Putin had to talk something rubbish, which in all the years that he's been president, I've never heard him talk rubbish. But anyway, let's say in the event that he was going to talk rubbish, I'm sure our president would also tell him off. But I mean, say what we want about Cyril. Cyril is a very nice, polite guy. He doesn't know how to run the country, but he's a polite guy. Always talks nice. Because he's sly, but it doesn't matter, he still talks nicely. So I don't know why Trump feels he's been treated differently, because he's not. And it's a bit childish. So our president, the South African president, will treat Trump the same way as they treat Putin and Xi Jinping and whatever other presidents there are in the world. Like now they're the African Union. Look how Cyril is treating the presidents there. He's a statesman himself. He knows how to conduct himself in public. And he knows the protocol. So, but that I found was very, he's friending Xi and Putin, and he's very nice to them, and he's not nice to me, and I don't like it. It sounds like that. It's very stupid. It just doesn't make sense. But I don't even think that's Trump that's saying it. I think it's just this guy talking like that. But in a way, yeah, Trump is probably like not happy that, I mean, we know he's not happy that South Africa has closer ties, especially economic ties with China and Russia. But hey, whatever can put food on the plates of South African people without strings attached, I'm there. Because we know when the US is your sugar daddy, he will control you. Even now, he's already not the sugar daddy. And he still wants to control us. He still wants to tell us, you cannot do business with Xi, you cannot do business with China. If you're going to do it, I'm going to run to India. And because we want to use your Simon's Bay, but because you are being hardagat over here, that like you don't want to listen to me, I'm going to go to India. And India is supposed to be your friend, but look, India's my friend. Yeah, you think India's your friend. India's just doing business, that's all. That's all. And if Putin goes there, he's also just doing business. And if China goes, it's business. You don't have to be friends. You just do business. And why must it all be cliquey? Yes, the BRICS people, the BRICS nations will trade amongst themselves, but if one wants to also trade with a non-BRIC member, let them go ahead. And if another one, it's fine. Why must the US control everybody? Everybody has to trade with the same people? Why? Who made them God that they can control like that? And I always find it weird that countries will just, and you know why they have, because the US has them under their thumb. But anyway, so I just wanted to say what this guy said, and let me check if my comment is still here. And it's still there, maybe because the person is not. They like if they remove my comment again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take their video, put it on, wait, before I reveal what I'm going to do, let me make sure it's downloaded. It's downloaded. Okay, I'm going to take their video, I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll put my the comment that was supposed to go on their video, I'll put it on my video. And then maybe I hope some of you can go to their video and say, how come you all deleted her? Because my one way I'm asking, why are you deleting my comments? You can go there and say, yeah, where are her comments? You know, something like that. Because people must wake up. There is really a conspiracy going on, because that's how it works. There's instigators and agitators. So there's a few people that's put out there to instigate what is happening, you know, like to put out information that is positive, that puts like the US in a positive light, and it puts the South Africa in a negative light, and BRICS in a negative light, and whatever, whoever's the bad guy of the moment. There's these people who were like, at one point it was Trump, remember, he was the bad guy, all the negative things. Remember his last term, remember his last term, by this, like around this time, he was like, the way people were ridiculing him, and memes, and just talking bad things and insulting him. And this time around is different, because now the narrative is being controlled probably by Musk and those people. So now it's all just only positive things coming out, making him look good, you know, because that's how it works. So now the same thing is happening with South Africa. I'm just like, it's just weird that we are like the topic of conversation and subject of scrutiny now, and some more with like the richest country in the world, like who are we? And now we like the US government is like kind of afraid, like we really matter, like what we say and do is so important. It's very weird. But anyway, that's all I want to say. Only one person came, they just said hi and left and gave a like, but thank you for that, and see you around.